This is a video response or an answer to a question asked to me by someone about the Steyr M95M, which is a modified rifle from the M95. And what it was is, in between World War I and World War II, somebody had a stockpile of these old Austrian guns. And they rebarreled them and remodified them. I don't know if the stock was remodified. I know that the upper handguard is different, the rear sight, the barrel is different. They're chambered for the 8mm Mauser. They use an M95 receiver and they modified the trigger guard and the magazine system basically to use the 8mm Mauser. They also modified the bolt. Problem the guy has, and these guns here are nightmarish. It was a modification. They're floating around. There's a bunch of them around. I've seen them, but they have a lot of problems. One is the extractor is usually always broken on it, and I believe it is different than the M95 extractor, which those are almost impossible to find. And also in the gun, there was some sheet metal. It's like they're like lips. It's a sheet metal thing that goes in. I've seen photographs of it. Mine didn't have it in there. And how you break the extractor is loading the gun single shot. And I had tried to make something to put in here to recreate them lips using an old clip, and I wasn't successful. I have shot this gun, but I have to work on it a little. Now, the problem the individual asked me about is, I guess he said his safety lever here is missing on his, but he has the screw and he wants to know if he can get parts. Well, I really don't know where you get any parts whatsoever for an M95 other than buying one. But to answer your question, I come up with an idea. I do have M95 parts. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to remove the safety lever and screw from here and see if I can replace the one in my M95. And that way you can, use an M95 part to help the problem out. Okay, I'm going to get that out. We're going to take a look at it. I'll zoom in here. I'm going to zoom down. And I just popped that out. So here, come out the bolt. There's the screw. Let me get this up high. There's the screw. And here's the little safety lever piece. I'm going to try to get it out of the M95M bolt and see if I can, I'll compare it and see if I can put the M95 safety lever in there. And that'll give you a chance of getting a quick fix. Let me pull this other part out and use some wasted video. And a quick look. The screws kind of look the same. Safety levers look about the same. So then what I'm going to do is take my M95 bolt and I'm going to put the my M95M bolt, and I'm going to put the M95 safety lever and screw back in that I took out of this bolt. And see if I can get it in there and see if it'll function. So hang on a second, let me just screw that down and then we'll take a look at what we got. Okay, the screw, you can see it's not blued. The screw and safety lever went into that bolt fine. So they fit in there. There's no problem with the thread or anything. Now let me get it back in there. And we'll see if it works. Okay, Back in. Safety lever on. Yep, it works. You know, it's a little bit off, maybe. You gotta pull back, but it functions as it should. Okay? And then there's another notch in there. You're supposed to be able to pull back on that a tad and get that to engage down here. Let's see if that does it. Don't want to come back, man. Oh, yep. There it goes. It goes in the notch and locks the gun. It works. Obviously, they did not modify the safety lever or the screw. So if you get an M95 safety lever and screw, it will fit in an M95M bolt and work for you. So it should be easier to find that part than a specific, well, it's actually the same part probably. They probably didn't modify the safety button and screw. So that part will fit in your gun, and hopefully that solves your problem and you'll have better luck finding M95 part than any specific part for the M95M.